It's our first impressions, very raw first impressions of the first day of the Sim Racing Expo.
And the first thing that happened was at 9:20, we got an email from Thrustmaster. Yes, that was today.
Yep.
We got an email from Thrustmaster saying, "Hi, we'd very much like you to try out our new wheel, the T598.
Be in 1 hour.
Be here at 10:40." Now
10:20.
10:20. It was 9:20 and 9:40 and 10:40 and 10:20. Yes, it was an hour. We got the email an hour before. We got there just in the nick of time. I was just about getting ready to set the camera up so that we could start recording and things like that. And Serta says, "So you're driving, right?" Oh, okay. So we go in and get the T598 set up, and they have Gran Turismo and Assetto Corsa. There's issues around the way that they had that configured. We voiced those concerns. They fell on relatively deaf ears. And I think that kind of sums up the Thrustmaster experience for the morning.
But thank you very much, Thrustmaster, for the invites.
Yes.
Great. We are very happy to get those invites.
Yes, we did appreciate the opportunity. The wheel is interesting, I will say. But I don't think that it was put in a good light on the shop floor today.
It is confirmed that the slew rate is very good.
Oh.
That is a positive.
Oh, yeah, no,
That's turning back
Yeah.
and forth quickly. The ability for the motor to respond.
today was so much busier than it was last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've never seen so many people on a show floor on a Friday outside of an actual car show, in which people are taking weeks off and taking holiday and around these events and things like that.
And that's what many of the exhibitors also said. I
Yeah.
talked to different, they said, what's packed? Is it always
Yeah.
that packed? What is
No.
happening? And I said, well, it's Friday, it's Germany. People have enough free time that they say, yeah, you know what? I'm going there. I'm taking the overtime off from March, so I'm going there.
It was very packed, and if it gets more packed tomorrow, then it's going to get to the point of being a health and safety hazard, I think. It was very well organized. Again, there's a new Alex that's running the media engagement as well. Fantastic job. If ADAC or Southwest are listening, please keep him on, pay him whatever you need to, because he's a fantastic representative of the company.
Agreed.
And I think everyone on the shop floor, whereas last year there were a couple of, not black flags, but there are a couple of less than stellar representatives on the shop floor, I think it's fair to say. This year I found nothing like that. Everyone seems informed, everyone knows answers to your questions. We had a couple of occasions where we were dealing with non-English speakers, but there were people who could translate to English, and I assume to German. That's I can't speak for that. And it was generally a very, very nice atmosphere. Also, again, to everyone who said hi to us, thank you. It's really cool. It's embarrassing, but it's really cool having people come up to us and say, "Hey, yeah, hi, I watched your video on X." It's very peculiar, but I guess it shows we're doing the right thing.
So GTCV has brought these replica full-scale, or they brought one. They have several. But they've made a full-scale replica of the Peugeot 206 World Rally car, but it's a sim rig. And yeah, I just thought it was a Peugeot 206. It's incredibly convincing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh hey, they brought a Peugeot 206 World Rally car. The rally car is very convincing. I was just like, hey, cool, a rally car, and I didn't even look at the windshield at first, and then I go around it and I see that there's like a Samsung Odyssey that is like Samsung Odyssey is a monitor, an ultra wide monitor in the spot where you would usually see the windscreen, and then around that there's like this black housing that completely shields you in, so it's in there. It's completely dark except for the monitor. Yeah. And you get in, you turn the car door. It's a real car door. You open it. You get in, you close the car door like a real car door, and then you're in the sim rig. It even has 2 seats as well.
It's driver and co-driver.
Yeah, driver and co-driver. Um, they have a bunch of other ones, like I said, that they have just pictures of that you can, I would imagine, order. And they have like a Lancia 037 rally car. It's not just rally cars though. It is all race cars. But also of note, there was a Ferrari or Ferrari-esque Formula One car as well with that seating position that you would imagine. And for that, they've superimposed the monitor just over it. That one won't be as immersive as some of the sports car ones where you're completely in the dark. But that one is my biggest surprise. They were not on our radar at all coming into this, and coming out with that, I think if you're a business like a sim racing business, where it's like people come in and sim race for I don't know, 20 quid or whatever, that's going to be an option that you're going to be very aware of because it's super cool. So that's my
Did you
biggest
ask how many
surprise.
seashells are we gonna have to hand over to get one of those beasts?
I did not ask how much moolah while we're using expressions for money, um, but I can imagine
It's a lot.
it's a lot. Yeah,
But it wouldn't cost you as much as a 206 rally car.
that's true. But yeah, so that's my biggest surprise. I think that that one far and away takes the
My
cake.
first impression was very positive. First of all, as you said, Alex is a fantastic guy to talk to, and he's very his understanding of what we try to do and need to do. Some things he can, and he's allowed to do. Some things he's not. It's okay. I've been in that position.
Yeah,
Or similar positions. So
you can hear that he's trying, and that's really important.
for me, the biggest surprise was not a company or a product or so. It was just how many people we've talked to, how many people have come to us and say, "Hey, you guys," and blah, and this, and that, and the next. Or like when we went, "Oh yeah, so here I'm Serta Rum." Yeah. I saw your last video from him, and I was like, "Yeah, whoa," and
We're moving up in the world, and we're very humble about it.
we're very happy about it, truth to be told. And but I don't know if it's moving up. It's just we've been doing that long enough, and what I liked about that is also the incredible positivity that I've been feeling all around. It's not just how they were reacting to us, but how they were reacting to each other. And I would say that last year
People stay to
it's
their
gonna
own.
it's gonna sound wrong, but last year the way that people interacted with the expo and with each other was darker than it's been today, and I suppose it's gonna be the next
It was
2
more
days.
corporate, is probably the
Yeah.
better way of putting it. Like, people were there on their stands and they stayed there. Whereas last year, yeah. Whereas we saw brands just chatting with other brands, like reps were just touring the entire place.
You're telling Thiago von Imsim of the testing of the Thrustmaster, and he's saying, "Oh yeah, let me go
Let
there."
me go there.
And he spent
then
like an hour. Or
yeah, and then he
something like
came
that.
back and was like, "I have opinions," and we're like, "Yes, we have opinions too." It's bloody weird. Weird how these things happen. There's a lot. Yeah, it's way warmer. This, like, not just in the ambient temperature, but like the character of SRE seems to be maturing into a really nice place to be.
Yeah, and like people, like exhibitors, visitors, and even the other YouTubers, influencers, however the fark you want to call them, there was these "Oh, you again here, that's great, oh fantastic, and what are you doing?" And Lawrence gave us his book. We're gonna have a review on that because he's got a children's book for sim racing, and that was I knew that he had written a children's book, but I didn't know that it was a sim racing children's book. So that for me was the biggest surprise, and it's cute as a button. So we're gonna have a review very soon because we are all very enamored with that book. So, but it was like, yeah, we were talking left and right, and people were talking, yeah, as you said, warmer, like friendlier, less stressed out.
It doesn't feel like an expo as much as it does feeling like you're returning to a friend's house.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that's a
it's
big friend's house because this year, so last year, I think they filled up about 70% of the hall. About to hear, right? This year it's full. Everything in the entire Dortmund mess hall that we're in is just completely full of booths, and the vast majority of them, I think the German military is a notable exception, but the vast majority of them are mostly like sim racing focused.
It's
or
all
sim
killer.
racing adjacent. At
It's
least.
all killer, no filler. I think that's the like. There is not a dead spot, and there is not a wherever you go in the auditorium this year, there is always something to look at. If it's you can jump in a GT3 car, you can jump in in one of the rally cars. There's Formula rigs. There's ACE has an entire like enclosed. A greenhouse. It's a really weird thing. I saw it. I was just like, why? Sure, whatever. And that's as much as I engaged with it.
Oh, by the way, and you notice that Fanatic has a new big, powerful sugar daddy. Because the Fanatic stand is enormous.
I didn't actually pay attention to it. Logitech was more. I was more interested at how much they weren't there yet last year, and they are here. No, they weren't.
But they were 2 years ago at Nuremberg, and it
Yes.
was
Yeah.
about as big as they
Yeah.
have it.
But they didn't
It
really-
wasn't as big as this year. This year is, in Sim Racing Expo terms, about the size of a city block.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's huge. I think it's the largest square footage. I'm going to call it square footage. The largest square footage that has been assigned to a
Anyone.
Sim Racing Expo.
No,
exhibitor.
I would say Fanatic is the biggest.
Yeah. No, Fanatec. I think that Fanatec. They're off
Wait,
to one.
wait, hang on. I thought we were talking about Fanatec.
No. I was talking about Logitech.
Logitech.
Well, okay,
Logitech-
second biggest.
Yeah. So
Dwarfed
Logitech.
only by Fanatic, which is a city block.
Yeah. No, Logitech to me has got center stage, and they've presented really well. Coming from PC gaming, where Logitech used to have enormous stands rivaling Corsair for the presentation, that's no surprise to me. But seeing in a sim expo in a sim racing expo, having that same level of presentation is something that's a bit alien to me. I haven't paid any attention to Fanatec. I've got to be honest, as yet. I think that the market has matured. Correct me if you disagree with this, but I think the market has matured enough that Fanatec is becoming a bit of a dinosaur.
Could be.
Regardless of the
Not sure, but yeah.
regardless of the Corsair and all of their recent troubles that we've spoken about many times at this point, they are the incumbent. They are the behemoth ready to be toppled. And while they still have a large presence, they're not as engaging. They're not. I don't want to go there. Like I want to go visit the Logitech booth. I don't really care about it. It's not malicious, or anything like that. It just hasn't really entered my head. There's too much else going on that is too cool. Like you can either go and look at a Fanatec wheelbase, or you can go on the Imtim Gara.
Yeah.
Which now has
Seatbelt.
seatbelts that are actuated. So not only do you have the full motion, the motors on four corners, you now get the force. It's wonderful.
And tactile feedback on your patouche.
Oh yeah, and there are transducers underneath the seat as well. Oh, and speakers. Oh no, this is the other thing. This is going to be overlooked by so many people, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be overlooked by so many people. But there are 2 speakers in either side of the head of the driver's seat, and it is a game changer.
It's really nice.
We need more of that.
Yeah.
It's a simple.
Yeah, the problem is that, of course, it has its price.
No. What? Ignoring everything else, we need directional speakers so that you're not using headphones. It's such a game changer.
Yeah.
And it's another one of those things like load cells and motors on the brake pedal. It is so different compared to what you think it's going to be.
The immersion is fantastic.
Yeah, and you lose the headset feel on you, so that all that fatigue is gone. Like there's a bit of calibration that goes on, but that was a bit fatiguing in our experience. But that's being on a show floor. But yeah, having speakers in the seats need to be adopted more. I think that was my takeaway from that.
Yeah, the IMSIM Gara also wins the design award. That thing is the prettiest sim rig.
That's your first time seeing it, isn't it?
In person.
Yeah,
In
you
person.
you
saw it at
saw it
SFA.
at the Sim Formula Europe.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. I've seen videos of it.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
I have
very
a-
pretty.
It is. I have a conspiracy theory that there's only one right now.
No, I don't think. There's only one.
You only ever see it in red. That's the only reason. I have no other knowledge or information on
It's
that.
because red's the fastest color, and you can't not
For
have
sure.
a sim rig make you go as quick as possible.